Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Well, Watch You Want, perhaps, but nonetheless, this is your 2016 Canadian Grand Preview. That's right, the weekend hosting the 24 Hours of Le Mans in France almost always overlaps with the Canadian Grand Prix. And this year, we're going to see two of the strongest young guns of recent years, the most successful young drivers in their time, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, lining up on the same team. Now, your teammate is always your rival in motorsports, the guy you have to beat if you beat no one else, and there is a fierce rivalry between the two that has reached a fever pitch in the 2016 season. But as of the 2014 season, the watches you see here were issued in honor of the respective drivers for the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team. On the right, three-time and reigning world champion Lewis Hamilton, and on the left, the scion of an F1 dynasty, Nico Rosberg. Now in 2014, IWC, the official timing partner of the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team, issued a commemorative in 200 units for both Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. So they have a great deal in common. The basic case measurements are identical. Each one is 15.5 millimeters thick, 56.5 millimeters from lug to lug, and 45 millimeters across the round of the case. Take one glance, they're cushion cases. They wear far larger than 45, but rendered in titanium, each one is quite light on the wrist. Now they have a great deal in common mechanically as well. Each one is water resistant to 12 atmospheres, so 120 meters. The watches also both feature the caliber 89-361 automatic winding flyback chronograph caliber. In-house by IWC, it features all the refinements from hacking seconds and a quick set date to, once again, the flyback chronograph paired with a vertical clutch and column wheel tandem. So the vertical clutch for seamless, smooth engagement of the seconds hand, and the column wheel for crisp function selection that you can feel and hear. That's what they have in common. The fact that each one was issued in 250 pieces, and the fact that each one features a case back blazoned with an actual component from the 2014 Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 car. Now, aside from those similarities, there are many differences. As you can see, Nico goes with a bold tritone. You can see there is actually a silver-coated, straight-grained, the grain runs from 12 to 6, dial with Nico's signature helmet yellow. It's a signal yellow, and it really pops against the dial. The watch also features a hybrid strap that looks like textile at first glance, but what you're seeing is actually an embossed calfskin with a lightly contrasting gray stitch. The strap is a superb piece, and you can see on the back it's nicely relieved so that it won't trap sweat, grit, moisture against your wrist on a hot day. You'll also note how the contrasting stitch protrudes all the way down through the bottom of the natural vulcanized rubber, so you can see it on the top and the bottom. Thoughtfully designed, beautifully executed, and of course with Nico Rosberg's personal emblem on the case back. So that's Nico Rosberg's effort. What does Lewis Hamilton prefer? Well, he prefers a more traditional two-tone look, but he gets bold with the use of materials. Now, the material that really defines this watch is titanium. Titanium comprises the case, the clasp, the bracelet, but what really sets this one apart, in spite of the titanium overload, is that carbon fiber dial. Now, its weave is gorgeous. It has almost a three-dimensional look to it, such that when you move it through the light, it's almost as if the dial has depth to it. You almost look like you're looking into it rather than out at it. But the bottom line is that the watch also features a full bracelet, and while it's standard IWC fare, it's a beautiful complement to the case, and unlike the Nico edition, it means you can simply take this watch straight into the water should you want to use your motorsports watch for offshore aquatic activities. It also includes a few clever elements that IWC has introduced over the years. You can see the dimple at the center of each link, allowing each link to be removed individually for precise sizing, or, if you're really that kind of meticulous fellow, individual cleaning. And I know if you're an F1 pit mechanic, that's definitely you. Now, the watch also features a very handy quick adjust. Now, this is, again, something that's fairly standard fare IWC, but the little shield, the IWC emblem at center, activates a push button that allows a micrometric adjustment for precise sizing of the bracelet. Now, this is something that you don't necessarily need on the Nico edition because, quite frankly, with a pin buckle, you can make your adjustments on the fly, and you can make rather dramatic ones at that. Now, the watch Hamilton has envisioned does feature a twin-trigger deployant clasp, not friction fit, very secure when closed. But again, when was the last time a pin buckle let go on you? Each one of these watches is a unique vision by its namesake driver. Both Both of these drivers are avid watch collectors as well as startlingly successful young drivers. Each one is a force in his own right, and each one of these watches has a lot to recommend it. You can see both of them, the Nico Rosberg and the Lewis Hamilton. Root for your favorite driver, buy your favorite watch, and this weekend at the Canadian Grand Prix, have a good time.